Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Todd, and I will be your therapist today. This is my student Grace, and if you're both comfortable, she will also be participating and learning from the session today. Okay, so confidentiality was discussed during our phone call. Just so you're aware, I work with a team of colleagues who are viewing our session today to add input on my therapeutic assessment. And before we start, how would you like to be called?
Claire. Hillary.
Okay. And you are sisters? So what would you like to get out of being here today?
Well, it's about Hillary's anxiety, really. I have come along with her. You said on the phone for other people to come along if we wanted to. She has been struggling for years with her anxiety, but since Dad died, it has been terrible.
Anxiety. And is that how you see it, Hillary?
Well, I suppose things have not been very good recently. Yeah, I suppose I'm anxious.
And how does this anxiousness present itself?
Well, I suppose recently I have been away from work for a while.
Have you been away from work because of the anxiety?
Well, I feel that I can't cope with it because there are too many other things to cope with, and it gets to a point where I feel overwhelmed and I just can't face it.
Do you feel less overwhelmed when you are not at work?
Not really.
Okay, so how long has this anxiousness been a problem for you?
I suppose it's been worse since Dad died.
Your dad died about 2 years ago, right?
Yes, I have always been quite anxious, but it's been worse since then.
Always. Do you mean your whole life?
All the time. I always feel uptight and restless, but it's gotten worse since Dad died.
So is that all day, every day?
Some of the time. Some weeks it seems like it's every day, all the time. The only time I don't feel anxious is a little sleep that I get, which is 2 or 3 hours a night.
Hillary is barely going out of the house at the moment, really, just occasional shopping. She has only done 6 weeks of work over the last year.
Well, to be honest, there are reasons that I don't go out of the house so much.
And what reasons are those?
Well, Mom is getting older, she's quite frail, and she still needs a lot of help.
And does Mom live at your house?
Well, I've lived there all my life with Mom, but she needs so much done for her now. I find myself, even when I'm at work, worrying about what's going on with her.
So if you're at home with her, do you worry less about her?
A bit.
Are there any other reasons to explain why you don't go out as much besides for your mom?
Well, it's difficult to say, but I've always thought that Claire did not do her part. I feel like I've been left with a lot of work.
A lot of this for your mom?
Yeah, I mean, I look after her. I've looked after her for the past couple of years, even before Dad died, and she was getting more frail. And I mean, Claire was married and moved away, so I had to deal with all this.
No, it was not like that. The job took us away.
Is your job back in this area now, Claire?
Yeah, I've been back for about 4 years now. And
You have been back in the house with Hillary and your mom for 4 years?
yes.
Is your job here now?
Yeah, I'm working again now, but I got let go and it was quite difficult for a while, and we moved back to my parents' home. But I got back to work again full time.
Well, you're never really home.
Well,
How long have you been back at work full time?
about 2.5 years.
Okay. So you were saying there are some weeks when the anxiousness is there every day. Are there other weeks when it's not there every day?
Sometimes, but rarely.
Would there be a whole day without any anxiousness?
No.
Part of the day?
Sometimes, maybe on a weekend. Maybe sometimes it feels slightly less. I don't know how to put it into words, really.
Is that when it takes up less time in the day, or is it less severe?
I find moments. I think I find moments where I feel calmer.
Moments.
Moments, yeah. Early mornings sometimes when I first get up, I have a bit of time to myself before thinking about helping Mom get up and do all the things that I need to sort out for her. I've got a little bit of time for myself. I mean, Claire's in the house for part of the weekend, but it's not long before she takes off and gets involved in other things.
Right. So if Claire's in the house, then there are more likely to be moments when you are okay?
If I could trust her to do some things caring for Mom, but I don't know whether she is interested, to be quite honest. She seems to get on with her life and leaves me to do the rest of it.
So the moments that are okay are not necessarily associated with Claire being around?
No, they seem to be associated with Mom still being in bed.
Okay. So, if you wake up tomorrow and spend the whole day without experiencing any anxiousness, can you explain to me what your day would look like?
I would have a good night of sleep, and I would wake up without an alarm, eat breakfast, and then not have to worry about my mom needing my help.
So, can I ask you, both of you, I guess, what would you like to get out of being here today?
Well, I'm worried about Hillary.
When you are less worried about Hillary, what will things be like then?
Well, Hillary will be happier.
And what will that be like? Happier?
Well, coping better with Mom, I suppose.
What sort of things does she need to cope with better?
Well, sleep is certainly one of them.
So she will sleep more, or your mom will sleep more?
Both, really. When Mom is awake in the night, she often keeps Hillary up.
Claire, I'm surprised you even notice. I mean, you're saying all these things here, but I'm surprised you even notice any of this.
But you have to remember, I'm trying to rebuild my life as well. I'm trying to get going. My job is going well now, you know. You have your role looking after Mom, and that has not been mine. And you are right. To be honest, that is not what I want to do.
So from your point of view, Hillary will be coping better with Mom, and will be happier about that.
Yes.
On my own?
What about you, Hillary? What things would you like to see?
I would like to see Claire helping me out somehow.
What sort of help will she be giving you?
Taking a bit of the pressure off, I suppose.
Okay. What will Claire be doing to take the pressure off of you?
Volunteering to just be at home and do a bit more for Mom. I think that's the main thing.
What kind of things would you like her to do with Mom?
Well, I could give you a list, but, I mean, she gets around part of the time all right, but she needs help getting out of bed. She has appointments, and someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Oh. She's in bed most of the day or out of bed all day?
Well, she's in her early 70s, and she's up and about.
As well as getting her out, what else would you like to see happening?
I suppose Claire just being around and just spending more time at home, you know?
At home doing what?
Well, I don't know.
Doing things with your mom?
Well, not just Mom. I mean, doing things with me as well, because we don't seem to talk, because she's not there. She's always out. She found another girlfriend. She's messed up her last marriage.
That's not fair. I feel like we don't talk anymore.
And what would the two of you talk about then?
That's difficult. We have not talked for so long, and it's hard to know where we would even start, really.
Is that right? Claire, you have not talked together very much in recent months.
Only everyday sort of stuff. Bills, something to do with the house, or about shopping.
And you and Hillary will talk more about.
Well, she used to get out more, and I'm not saying we used to go out all together. We didn't. You know, we have always been fairly separate, but at least there was stuff in common. You had friends, you used to go down to George Street quite often, but I don't feel that there's a lot to say.
But I could get out more when Dad was alive. The last 2 years have been absolutely horrendous. I mean, yes, you've been back, but it seems that you have nothing done at all. And I'm still doing all the same kinds of things. I'm really stuck here.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a strange kind of question now. If you think in terms of a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the best of how things can be, and 0 being how they were when you first decided to come along here, can you tell me where you are on that scale at this moment?
A 1.
1. Claire, is that what you were expecting her to say?
Yeah.
Okay, you were talking about the anxiousness that has been around for quite a long time. Hillary, how long do you think it will take you to get to a 10?
Forever, I can't even see that happening.
What would be a realistic number that you would like to achieve?
2 would be better than this.
Yes, I agree that 2 would be better than 1, but eventually, is 10 too much work to work towards?
I don't know. I think a 5 would be more realistic.
Okay, and so if you were at a 5, what would that look like?
I wouldn't always be writing lists of things I have to do.
So what will you be doing instead of writing lists?
I would not be so bothered about the list. There are so many things that I about what I have to do that I tend to keep everything on my list, and they're so intricate, and I just do it so I don't have to forget everything. But it would be good not to have to be so intense about that. I just fear that I'm going to forget something that's really important.
That sounds like a realistic goal that we could work towards.
And I think now is a good time to take a break and reflect on our session. We'll be back in 10 minutes and share our reflections with you. Then when we come back. All right. Okay, so I've had a discussion with the team, and we have come up with a number of thoughts that we have written in a letter for you. You are anxious and worried about your mom and how best to help her. Hillary, you have done well to express yourself so clearly and honestly. We notice that you show a great deal of concern about your mom's welfare. Claire, it seems to us that you are very concerned about Hillary's welfare also. You are honest and clear about some of the future issues. We reckon that you have really worked hard listening and talking together, and that you have already thought about ways in which to make things better. We think that you have some good ideas already, and we think it's important to continue with those, such as talking together about what the next step should be. So would you both be interested in talking about the next step with each other before our next session?
Yeah, I would be open to that.
Sure.
And we wonder how soon the next appointment should be, if you want one.
I think I would like to come back, yes. I don't mean too soon anyway. I think I need a bit of time to